In a country where most citizens survive on just a few dollars a month, there's one woman living in unimaginable luxury because she isn't just royalty. She's the wife of the world's most secretive dictator. Ri Sol-ju, North Korea's first lady, shattered her invisible status when she stepped into public wearing a $1,600 Christian Dior handbag, in a nation crippled by sanctions and food shortages. But who is she? How did a former singer rise to become North Korea's first lady? And what secrets lie behind her designer heels and million-dollar smiles? Stay with us till the end because what you're about to discover will shock you. No one knew her name when she first appeared at Kim Jong Il's funeral in 2011. Standing just behind Kim Jong Un, she sparked a storm of questions. Was she a sister? A bodyguard? A wife? A year later, state media confirmed it. She was Ri Sol-ju, the new First Lady of North Korea. But her story didn't start in politics. Ri was a singer with the prestigious Unhasu Orchestra, admired for her poise, beauty, and grace on stage. Some reports claim she studied in China, possibly in Beijing, and others say she comes from an influential family with deep military ties, something that may have played a crucial role in her selection. One thing is certain, she didn't stumble into power. She was carefully chosen, groomed, and elevated. Her presence wasn't just about love, it was calculated. In a regime built on legacy and control, nothing is left to chance. In a country where electricity is a luxury and food shortages are common, Ri Sol-ju lives in a completely different universe. She's been spotted wearing Christian Dior coats, Chanel brooches, and high-end designer heels accessories that cost more than a North Korean family earns in a year. Her wardrobe doesn't just make headlines. It sends a silent but powerful message. It tells the world she's not just a consort, she's the face of a monarchy rebranding itself for the modern age. North Korea's state-run media rarely comments on her fashion, but every public appearance becomes a symbol of power and image control. It's the regime's way of saying, we may be isolated, but we still have style, influence, and wealth. And that wealth isn't small. When you add up the Kim family's global assets, luxury palaces, offshore accounts, foreign real estate, art collections, their fortune is estimated to be in the trillions. Behind that reserved smile and elegant silhouette lies unimaginable privilege. Forget one presidential palace. The Kim dynasty reportedly controls over a dozen palatial residences across North Korea. And Ri Sol-ju, she has access to all of them. The most well-known is the Ryongseong residence, a sprawling compound surrounded by electrified fences, anti-aircraft defenses, and landmines. It's not just a home, it's a fortress. Inside are marble banquet halls, Olympic-sized pools, gold-trimmed interiors, and underground bunkers designed to withstand war. But that's just the beginning. Ri also visits private beachfront villas on the East Coast, remote mountain hideaways, and even luxury compounds near the Chinese border used for secret family retreats. These estates are hidden from the public, invisible on official maps, and completely off-limits to ordinary citizens. Still, satellite imagery and defector testimonies reveal glimpses of their existence. Each property is guarded by elite forces, filled with imported goods, and designed for both pleasure and protection. Ri Sol-ju doesn't live in isolation. She lives in a kingdom scattered across a nation most of its citizens aren't even allowed to see. Ri Sol-ju doesn't speak at rallies. She doesn't give interviews. She doesn't need to. Her power isn't loud, it's atmospheric. When she appears next to Kim Jong Un during nuclear summits, missile inspections, or lavish military banquets, she becomes more than a presence, she becomes a symbol. A softening force in a regime forged from steel, paranoia, and firepower. Her appearances are intentional, almost theatrical. She's the graceful counterbalance to Kim's militaristic image. A visual statement to the outside world that North Korea isn't just a rogue state, it's a sovereign kingdom led by a man with a dignified, poised first lady at his side. Behind the cameras, insiders claim she sits in meetings, offers counsel, and is part of a trusted inner circle. In a regime where loyalty is enforced with brutality, Ri Sol-ju holds something rare, genuine influence and the trust of the supreme leader. That makes her not just a wife, but a power broker in pearls. One of the biggest revelations in recent years was the introduction of their daughter, Kim Jong-un. She made her first public appearance in 2022 at a missile launch site, hand in hand with Kim Jong Un. That one moment sent shockwaves across the globe. Was North Korea preparing the world for its next supreme leader? Ri Sol-ju's role as a mother suddenly became global news. Sources say she has at least 3 children, but only Kim Jong Un has been seen. Her presence at military events suggests she's being positioned for something huge. Ri isn't just raising kids. She could be raising a future dictator. There have been times when Ri Sol-ju vanished for months. No appearances, no news, nothing. These disappearances always trigger rumors. Was she pregnant? Sick? Out of favor? In 2020, she wasn't seen for nearly an entire year. South Korean intelligence suggested she was staying low due to COVID-19 and possibly caring for her youngest child. When she returned, she looked composed, elegant, and untouchable, as if the silence was part of the script. Each reappearance is like a reset, a carefully staged comeback designed to reinforce her image as timeless, flawless, and essential. In North Korea, nothing is random, especially not clothing. When Ri Sol-ju wears luxury brands, it's a statement, not to her people, who would never see or recognize them, but to the outside world. Her pastel suits, structured dresses, and pearl necklaces whisper to foreign diplomats, "We're refined. We're evolving." Every outfit is approved by state stylists and meant to send a message. Some analysts believe she's being used as a soft power tool, an image of grace, to balance Kim's image of fear. And it works. International media covers her outfits almost as much as her husband's policies. Inside the regime, the real power isn't just Kim Jong Un. It's the network around him. His sister, Kim Yo-jong, is a rising force in the regime, often acting as spokesperson and policy enforcer. Ri Sol-ju and Kim Yo-jong reportedly have a close but carefully managed relationship. Ri is said to be more focused on domestic influence, protecting the dynasty, shaping its legacy, and safeguarding her children. But don't mistake discretion for weakness. She has survived purges, shifting alliances, and the violent politics of North Korea's elite. In a world where one wrong word can mean execution, Ri Sol-ju has remained perfectly poised. No interviews, no speeches, just silence, style, and strategy. That's the world of Ri Sol-ju. She represents the ultimate paradox, a woman who is everywhere and nowhere at once. Her life is a reflection of the regime itself, secretive, calculated, and dangerously elegant. As long as Kim Jong Un remains in power, her influence will grow. And as her daughter steps into the spotlight, the trillionaire life Ri Sol-ju built may just be the foundation of North Korea's next chapter. In a world obsessed with transparency, Ri Sol-ju remains a mystery, and maybe that's exactly the point. Her life isn't meant to be understood. It's meant to be seen in flashes of glamour, silence, and symbolism. But one thing's clear, she's not just the woman behind the man. She's part of a trillion-dollar dynasty that shapes the course of a nation. If you found this story as intriguing as we did, drop a comment below. Hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell icon for more incredible stories from the world's most powerful and secretive figures. Because the world behind closed doors, that's where the real power lives.